What's your favorite kind of cheese?
So we have it with crackers, we enjoy it on pizza. Mary, what exactly is cheese?
It's milk's leap into immortality. It's preserving the perfect food. And milk has all the nutrition you need to stay alive. And cheese is a way of keeping it that way. And when you make cheese, you're controlling the situation.
I'm Emily Noble with SPNN, and I'm enjoying a slice of delicious, award-winning sheep's milk cheese. It was cave-aged. The flavors are amazing. They're dense and blooming and continuing to bloom as I'm talking to you right now. Where did I get it, you ask? I'm in the Trade Lake area of northern Wisconsin at the LoveTree farm, and I'm sitting here with Mary Falk, who's going to show us how to make this cheese today. Mary, what goes into this delicious cheese?
Well, that's the Trade Lake cedar. It's all sheep's milk. And the sheep are grazing on wildflowers, older grasses that are very herbal, a combination of anything out there that they can find that is northern Wisconsin. And it brings together the pollens, the molds, the yeast in the air, all together to explode in your mouth like you said it was doing.
Well, we're so lucky to have you at the St. Paul Farmers Market every weekend, and I can't wait to learn how to make this cheese.
Well, if you really want to learn, let's get going. Emily, you wanted to know how sheep cheese is made. This is the first step in the process.
All right. Oh, here he comes.
We store the milk in these 5-gallon bags in ice water. That's super, super cold, about 29 degrees.
It's like a beautiful, creamy white sea.
It is. Almost an ivory color, very buttery looking. Sheep's milk is the Rolls Royce of all milks. It's also all grass-fed milk. Again. Hold it in. It's not a really big vat, but the high components of the milk has a lot more butter, fat, and protein than other milks, so it makes more cheese.
And that will stay in the cheese? That doesn't, you don't skim that off ever?
No, that's flavor. That's flavor. So this is a small vat of milk. And now what we have to do is just heat it up to the ambient temperature that I use and add the starter culture, and then we have a weight.
What do you use as a starter culture?
The whey from the previous batch of cheese. You get more floral flavors, and now the flavors are, I'm really happy with the flavors. It's like, yes, I knew those flavors were in there. I just knew they were there, so now they're coming out.
So what was happening there? It was a decision-making process.
I was doing math.
It looked like you were deep in meditation.
That's what it takes for me to do math. Wisconsin was known as a dairy state because we have grass here that nobody else can grow. With irrigation, we have growing randomly in our roadside ditches. We have amazing grass, which makes great milk when the cows are grazing, and it turns the milk this really deep golden color, almost an orange, especially the Jerseys.
So is that, you think, the secret to making good cheese?
Good milk.
Good milk.
It's yes. There's no secret. It's just obvious.
And what makes good milk?
Good feed, good health, good environment, lack of stress on the animal, and obviously the breed characteristics. But you can have a really good breed of animal, but if you're not taking care of it, you're not going to get good milk. We usually do a figure-8 pattern when we stir, because it helps prevent the milk from slopping. We're just going to bring it to a certain temperature and then put the rennet in, and then it'll just do its thing.
What actually is happening when it forms curds? Is it like...
It's separating the protein. Put your finger like this, shove it in, and then point up towards you. Bring your finger up towards your face. There you go. Test the curd.
Oh, it's like
Like,
gelled all the way through.
yeah, just silky custard.
So what does the cutting actually do?
It releases the whey from the curd so it can separate. We're going to wait for the curd to heal, and that'll be about between 5 and 10 minutes. Okay, we've waited for the curd to heal. I want to show you what it's doing. There's a little fine membrane has formed along the edge, here and here. And if you look close, it looks like the lining of an eggshell liner. And that's going to help the cheese get through the cook and not fall apart. That's what healing does for the curd.
So what is that?
This is a sieve. It's going to allow for the whey to escape from the vat without losing the curds. Put your hands in here and just run it onto the bottom and lift up the curd.
Oh, wow.
Feel different than last time?
Yeah, it's very soft.
But still, it's
Incredibly soft.
just gently break it up. This is called the press.
The press?
This is the press. And then look for big lumps.
Okay.
The cheese, like here, look from the cheese settling like that. You want to just gently break that up.
Okay.
And we're going to stack them in there.
Or just stack. How full?
Yeah, add just as full as you can. But don't press it.
Okay.
Just, you're going to let the weight of the cheese curd press it.
I see.
And the more fluid that goes through there, the better.
Has a lot of flavor. Sweet.
Yeah. Guess what batch number this is that you're helping with?
13?
Correct.
So just the weight of the cheese itself presses it down?
Yes.
It's amazing how that's holding together. Is it
Isn't that something? Well, yeah, it's still really gentle.
delicate
tender.
touch?
Yeah. I got it, and I have really big hands. You gotta be fast. when you-
Cheesemaker hands.
Yeah. Okay, Emily, so we've made the cheese, formed it into curds, put it in its form, and now we're flipping it out because we have to salt the cheese.
Is that salt gonna get in there? Or?
You bet. This is dry salting. It creates the finest rind on cheeses. Best way to salt a cheese.
It just.
The world
diffuses.
wants to come into balance, and when we put salt on the cheese goes, oh, I gotta get my extra moisture out of me. because it wants to balance the calcium and everything with what the salt is and all this other stuff. And so the end result is that it pulls the whey, any extra whey, out of the cheese.
So the
And-
salt goes in and the moisture comes out.
Exactly, but when it does that, the outer cells of the cheese shrink as the whey pulls out, and that creates the rind of the cheese. So you can't really get a good rind without salting the cheese. The drier the cheese, the easier it is to age out for a longer period of time.
So, and this is also what protects the cheese from
The
spoilage?
rind, yep, the rind holds the moisture in that the cheese needs
Okay.
and creates its own little package for it. And it protects it from many things.